basically allergy is a reaction to the body's immune system, which is a response which is caused by any foreign substance. It may be either in the form of pollens or whatever the triggering host dust mites or whatever the pollution, smoking, etc. So generally the respiratory complaints and whatever the symptoms of allergy are, if you take asthma, the patient will be having a cough, wheeze, breathlessness, wheezing. The patient is having any rhinosinusitis symptoms. So the patient will be complaining of nasal obstruction, running nose, or the headache, or itching sensation over the eyes, redness over the eyes. Like if you take any food allergy or something like that, sometimes the patient will be having like swelling over the lips or rashes over the skin. It may be like skin allergy. Or if swelling is over the airways, upper airways especially, the patient may be leading to death also. In such type of circumstances, so it's an emergency procedure to protect the airways. So immediately the patient should be admitted in the ICU, so to relieve the obstruction of the airways. And the thing is, what are the investigations done for the allergic patients? So the first and the foremost thing is taking a proper detailed history. That is, we have to be very much caution about the history. History taking means it will take a lot of time for the patient to spend, but the thing is, until and unless what is the allergen going on for the patient, we cannot treat him blindly as just go on with the medications. So until and so also is very much important. Suppose the patient will be having food allergy. So if we eat which is allergic to the patient, suppose if the patient is very allergic to the cabbage or something like that, so what we have to do is we have to have a eye on the cabbage or something in whatever. So they may be keeping in burgers or pizzas, whatever the way they eat. So that time they have to be very much cautious and they have to maintain a record so that which is allergic to him, so that next time he should be very much caution to that whatever the food is not taken by the patient, he has to maintain a record. The second thing is, so if the patient is having asthma, the patient should undergo routine blood test, that is complete blood picture to see the eosinophil count, so which is a marker for the allergy, and the serum Ig, which is also a investigation done for the allergic test. So whatever the allergy, it may be asthma, allergic rhinitis or sinusitis. So serum Ig is the basic investigation to rule out allergy is there or not for the patient. To know this one, we will do this type of test. The other thing is, there are certain tests like what we call as a skin prick test and the serum allergic test. So generally the people will be having a biased eye over towards the skin prick test or the blood test also. So what we do is, generally the skin prick test is more sensible than the serum allergy blood test, because you have a high specificity and it have a good results also with the skin prick test. So for that, the patient should stop the antihistamine for at least 5 days, and then we have to go with the skin prick test. For a blood test now, so there is no need of stopping the antihistamines. The fourth thing is, the patient should undergo chest x-ray, or if he has anything like sinusitis or anything abnormality is there in the sinus, then he can go with the x-ray PNS, that is paranasal sinus x-ray. The fifth is pulmonary function test. So this is to assess the lung capacity. So to what level the lung capacity is decreased, and what medications to be given for the patient, and the follow-up should be done with the PFT also, so that whether the improvement is there with the medications or not. So based upon this only we can assess whether the patient is having what type of asthma, whether it is severe, moderate or mild. So whether it is irreversible state or not, based upon the pulmonary function test. The fifth one is FeNO, what we call as fraction exhaled nitric oxide. This is the test done for the eosinophilic inflammation. So that is to something like in the body tendencies, they have a tendency of eosinophilic inflammation, either it may be in the airways or any other thing, it may be in the airways or it may be in the sinuses. So this is to detect the eosinophilic inflammation. So such type of test to be done for the patient, and the patient will get an idea what type of allergy he is having, so that we can maintain a record and we can treat according to the patient. The thing is, the management is, so basically if the patient is having sinusitis or rhinitis, the patient will be given that nasal drops, it may be in the form of steroids or the azilastine with this nasal steroid combination. The other thing is antihistamines, as everyone knows. And the thing is, if the patient is having any like asthma, so what we do is we will be giving inhalers depending upon the status of the asthma. It may be mild, moderate or severe. So, or if the patient is unable to take the medications properly, then the patient will be given nebulizations. So, the fourth thing is, so prevention is also very much important, and the tips to be followed during these allergies are, so when you go outside or the thing like outside, so wear a proper mask. It's like normal, it's not like a normal mask. Better to have a N95 mask. And the second thing is, when you go, like especially this will trigger during the monsoon season, no? So what will you do is, just have a proper woolen clothes when you go outside during the morning time. And the third one is, stay hydrated. So whenever the patient is having sick feeling, so the patient should be like absolutely he has to be like a proper bed rest. The fourth thing is use of proper humidifiers. So that is also one of the important thing for the patient, so that it will reduce the allergic symptoms also. The thing is, the last and the foremost is vaccinations. So vaccinations plays a major role, especially if the patient is on immunocompromised patient. That is like if the patient is having background of like any chronic kidney diseases or any like heart diseases or something like that, or the patient is on any chemotherapy drugs. So the vaccination plays a major role, so that it will prevent the mortality and to at least 80%. So that is the flu shot that will be given every yearly. So that should be taken for the old age patients, and the less than 65 years with immunocompromised patients also we can take that flu shots.